Charles, you need to start running your mouth, bro.
As you can see, Patrick is right there with me. Welcome to the Breath of Fresh
Oh,
Air
we already
webcast on
live?
YouTube. Yes, we are live.
My fault.
Right.
My fault. My fault.
So, as y'all can see, well, first of all, welcome to the webcast, Breath of Fresh Air webcast on YouTube. I am Charles Taylor, and as y'all have already seen, I have Patrick Brackett and Stan Franklin with me. So, we will get their views on all these topics in just a moment. But we're going to start off with one of the serious topics before we get into the NFL action and the college action and some of the stuff that's been happening in Major League Baseball. So, what I am talking about is the protests that have been going on in the first weekend of the NFL. You have Colin Kaepernick, of course, the quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers, who was sitting during the national anthem, and then he turned it into being on a knee. Other players, and, well, in some cases, teams like the Seattle Seahawks and the Kansas City Chiefs, they locked arms and they at least stood during the national anthem. You have other people, they're throwing up their fists and taking knees as well. So, my question to y'all is basically, how do y'all feel about these protests that were going on? And what's really particularly scathing to a lot of people is the fact these protests were going on September 11th. So that's another layer that has been thrown on top of this. So Stan, I'm going to start with you here because, well, I kind of know where Patrick is on this. So we haven't gotten your view. Give us your view, if you may.
Ooh, man, they can go right to the deep end on me.
Right for the jugular, right?
We're gonna jump, man. Get the seriousness out, man, because I do want to have fun.
Still there, bro.
Well, in all seriousness, I've talked about this before with a few people, and my basic stance on the whole thing is that it's kind of twofold. One side being, okay, Colin Kaepernick is deciding to take a stand against some injustices that go on, and he feels that, you know, the forum to do that is during the national anthem, because that's on a grand stage. Now, I know some people may feel that, you know, that particular notion is wrong or distasteful to the countrymen and those that fight for the flag and everything like that. And I get that. I do. And I think that there probably could be another way to make a stand. But at the same time, being a serviceman myself, I understand that we fight for that freedom for him to do that, if that makes sense. The irony there is that that's what I do for that reason, so people can have the luxury or the privilege to make a stand for what they believe in. It's crazy as that sounds. Would I prefer him to do something a little different? Probably.
Absolutely.
Because people do die for that. But as you can see, he is getting a lot of attention. Discussions are being had, but I think it's now distracting from what he initially was doing it for. The fact, should you or should you not, has been more the question, opposed to, is there something there behind why he's doing what he's doing? You know what I mean? So yeah, in short, that's kind of where I stand on that.
Patrick?
Okay. There's a lot of things that I agree with you, Stan, on, and there's a lot of things I don't agree with you. Well, a few things and a few things. No, by no means do I think that Kaepernick is doing anything wrong. He's not. Me and Charles had this conversation in one of our earlier webcasts. Constitution, like you said, we fight for people to have that. Being a service member myself of 13 years, we fought for that. but it doesn't mean that I have to agree with it. I definitely think he should go another route. Somebody that I have not liked, because I don't use the word hate anymore. But I have cared a very little for this man, LeBron James. But when he makes a stand, at least when he makes a stand, he actually makes a stand. He gets people that are of high caliber, whether it be D Wade, Carmelo Anthony, whoever, and he makes those statements at big stages himself. Colin Kaepernick is, to me, disrespecting me from what I have done. It's not the flag's fault that we're in this situation. It's not anybody in particular's fault that we're in this situation. My personal opinion on it is I think that it is coming from the only white person on this webcast, it's not going to be a racist issue, but it's not going to be bad either. I want to make that clear. When he does this is not a black issue. This is not a white issue. This is an issue amongst many minorities that just do not want to be forgotten in the decisions. And not only have the blacks or the Hispanics or the Indians, whoever, there has been a lot of decision making at the top, talking about our politics, presidents, HOR, House of Representatives, whichever. They're not making decisions including the minorities. And that is the reason why I feel Colin could have went a different route. Don't disrespect the people that have given you that right to stand to sit when the opportunity can be done in a different way. I don't like what he's doing, but I understand where he's coming from. And yeah, it is a huge irony to the whole situation, but it doesn't change the fact that he cannot sit and say, well, this is not to disrespect the military, and then disrespect the military or the police officers or the firefighters or whoever's in uniform, because it is a disrespect, because we are giving him that right to do that. Just do it a different way.
So, all right, both of y'all make very good points. I'll ask you this question, Patrick. So, the disrespect thing, is that just how you feel about this in terms of the whole disrespect thing? Because, and I only ask because it's just like what Stan said. Me, I'm a serviceman just like y'all are. Mm-hmm. We fight just for people to do that. So, I mean, to be able to protest and to be able to make stands when they see fit. So, your problem, if I'm getting this right, is just with how he's doing it instead of what he's doing. Am I right when I say that?
Exactly. I don't think that he has a problem. I don't think there's a problem with what he's fighting for. But you don't slap the mouth that feeds you, or the hand that feeds you. You don't look a gift horse in a face or a mouth, or whatever that stupid saying is. You don't do those things to the people that are giving you those rights. And that's what that is. And to me, you don't shit where you sleep. Excuse my language. I try my best not to cuss anymore, but you don't poop in the bed of which you sleep. And that's what he's doing. That's what I feel he's doing. And that's just, to me, that's just dumb. He needs to do a little bit more research and find out what he's really trying to do, because there's so many different avenues. I mean, Charles, I said this the last time. We literally have petabytes of information at our fingertips. Do some more research, bro. That's all I'm saying. You're trying to do this cause, and I understand the cause, and I get the cause, but don't slap the people that are giving you the rights to do that. And that's what he's doing.
See, I think that's a difference. I think there's that. I think he has done his homework in terms of the cause he's fighting for.
Yeah, but the teacher's going to give him a C for it.
No, maybe not. Not if he knows what he's fighting for. Your problem is with how he's going about it.
Exactly.
I think
It's
so.
a
I
slap to
think
my face. It's a slap to your face. It's a slap to Stan's face.
so. I think he knows what he's fighting for. I mean that's the thing. That's why I say it's a difference. The what and the how he's going about it. Those are two
Doesn't
different
change the
things.
matter that he needs to do the research and find out a better way of doing it.
So you want him to do the research on the way he's doing it?
Yeah, but it's not like it's not like he's not given the opportunity. I mean, if he's sitting here talking to military people and he says, "Look, what I'm doing is a good cause. I get that. How do you feel about it?" And if he says that that's a disrespect to me because of the way you are doing it, then he needs to do some research into himself or on the phone or on a computer to find out where he needs to do it better. That's my point. I mean, like I said, don't slap the hand that feeds you.
Well, the thing is, Patrick, whatever he does, whether he did it this way, even when you brought up LeBron James and how he got people like Dwayne Wade up there on the stage with them, you're not going to please everybody. Now, is there a possibility of you pleasing some people more than you would please others, depending on how you go about it? Yes, absolutely. But people are going to complain. You're either going to be on one end
That's
about
just
it.
the nature of the world.
Yeah, so you're either going to be on one end of it or the other. Well, unless you try to sit in the middle. But the thing is, the thing is, the what Stan said about the message, I think that is very important. Now, whether we agree or disagree on how he's going about it, well, I mean, yeah, that's definitely a conversation we can have. And as we have seen, there are many people who disagree with it, but there are people who do agree with it. The thing is, whatever his message is, that is getting lost. That's getting lost in all of the coverage because everybody is talking about how he's going about it. I think that's why I said before, you have to look at why he is doing the protest, not why he is doing the actual protest,
Okay.
not how he's going about it.
And the whole point of the protest is that he feels that minorities are being oppressed, segregated. Correct?
Yeah, correct. But again, that's not you, Patrick. I'm just talking about the general. I'm
Oh
not
yeah,
saying
and I get that. But again, I mean, at what point do people look in themselves in the mirror? And I mean, look, no offense, Charles, and you know how I feel about, dude. I love you like a brother, but dude, if you have the Negro College Fund, you're creating segregation. And if I created the Cracker College Fund, I'm a racist. So what is really being done? I mean, I don't get it. That's my point. I look. I understand what he's fighting for. Hey, cool. Do what you got. Do what you got to do. But if you're fighting against segregation, then when do we actually, at any race, when do we look ourselves in the mirror and say we got to stop this? We got to
well,
stop what is creating segregation so that we can, like Seattle, lock arms and fight the situation and get it over with.
well, the thing about that though, Patrick, is yes, you are right. All right. I mean, I think I
Stan, do
think
we need to let you say something too, man?
Oh, I'm coming to let Charles finish his thought.
Oh, okay.
so. I think with the different things that are out there, again, man, I think we have made some steps, some strides in the right direction, but we still have a long way to go. And I'll give you this, Patrick, as long as we do have these other organizations that just kind of cater to one race, we're probably not going to get anywhere. And so, I mean, things should be kind of more, I guess, equal in the way of, look, man, I mean, if we want equality, then let's have these college funds or whatnot for everybody. Yeah, if you have a organization for whites, you have an organization for blacks, you have an organization for Hispanics and Asians or whatever other race. Well, what are you saying? What if they're not Asian or they're not Hispanic, they can't get on this? I just I just think in some cases things seem a little bit more segregated than what they were. Now, look, it's not the civil rights movement. I understand that.
Right.
It's not that. But I mean, when you have all those different organizations out there, it does kind of goes against what we're supposed to be fighting for. And so I understand where you're coming from on that, Patrick, but I do think it is still important for that message, whatever Colin Kaepernick is trying to deliver to us, not to get lost in how he's going about the protest. That's the thing
Right.
that
Right.
I think is more key. What you got, Stan?
Yeah, go ahead, and I'll speak after you, man.
I understand your point about, you probably want to stay away from segregating different pots of money or different college funds or anything like that. And in some way, I do agree that, we kind of cause our own divide by clicking, if you will, with our own particular race.
Oh, Stan, that happens in every race, though. It doesn't happen in I mean, dude.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I just said.
It boggles me of why people do that. Sorry.
But at the same time, if you're going to take that route and you're going to take that in consideration, you got to look at how that came about, right? The only reason why those particular funds or scholarships even exist is because the playing field is not even. So people can't deny the fact of that. Does that help? No, it doesn't. You still have a problem. Doing away with them, will that make people feel like, okay, yeah, no, we're on equal playing fields and the best man win? No, it's not going to help that case either. It's not. Regardless of how we want to look at it and how people want to play it. The fact is, and I think what Colin Kaepernick is saying is that there's a bigger issue than, okay, I got mine, you got yours, we're just going to stick to our own. The issue is, in fact, that it is not equal playing fields, regardless of how you want to shake it up. On both sides, on any side.
Mm-hmm.
Black, white, Hispanic, brown, whatever you want to call it. Everybody has their own way about gathering their people and sticking to their people, and that's just how it's going to be.
And that's why me and Charles started our own little clique.
Sorry, Stan. Sorry, I didn't.
No, and it's not everyone. It's not. It's not you. It's not Charles, but it does exist, and I think that's the fact that everybody overlooks. They want to believe because, hey, I have a white friend and we're good to go, that everything is on the up and up.
It's on culture, yeah.
Right.
And that's why me and Charles started our own little clique. Because honestly, there's only one color me and Charles care about. Charles, what's the color?
It's green.
It's green, dog. I'm gonna tell you right now, man. If a Hispanic girl comes up to me, she can't speak English, she barely can speak Spanish, but she's the right person for the job. Dog, if she makes me more green than I'm spending, dog, she's the right person for me. Plain and simple. You know what I mean? But Charles, I mean, that's the reason why me and Charles talk the way we talk. That's the way we do the things that we do. And that's the reason why we try to help as many people as we can, regardless of skin. But let's be honest, there's only one color that matters to me. One. And if it ain't about that green, I ain't trying to hear it.
So it's interesting how you put that out there. What you said during that conversation with me, right? You're talking about yourself, one individual. We're not talking about just one person. We're talking about society. We're talking about a culture. We're talking about groups. We're talking about masses of people that have certain ideas that have been passed down forever. And that's the real issue. You may not have an issue. Charles may not have an issue, but there is somebody that does.
Yeah,
You probably
I
can go a
agree
few
with that.
houses down from your house, and if Charles or somebody like myself walked over there, then it might be an issue. I don't know. I don't know where you live. I'm just saying,
My
hypothetically.
neighborhood, no. They're probably going to give him a bowl of popcorn and say, "Hey, watch this game."
But you get what I'm saying.
I do. I do.
I've grown up in a time where I've been places and people looked at me because of the color of my skin for the first thing. Like there's a lot of times where
I've had that problem.
That's what you get. And being a black man in this society, that is real.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know if everyone can comprehend that without being a black male. I don't know that. I don't know if you see that. I don't know if you truly understand what that means when people stop and just look at you because of what color you are. And
I have.
that's as far as you get.
Freaknik, and that's not. I totally get you, man. When my friends took me to Freaknik, and I was the only white person there. Yeah, no, I totally get where you're coming from because I have experienced it. Was I scared? No, not really. But I got that feeling. I know what feeling you're talking about. It's a very uneasy feeling. Yes, and I get.
But no,
but mine was only for a few hours.
Right, not to discredit, but I'm talking about every single day of your life in some form or fashion. Someone is going to make a judgment or make a decision based on how you look. That's not necessarily your bag every single day.
No, it's not.
And I don't know when or where it's coming from, but that's reality. And what bugs me about this whole situation is people want to negate that, or no offense to you, or want to, hey, I've dealt with this, I did that. It's different than when that is your life and you have no choice other than that. See what I mean?
Right.
You had a choice to go there, and you knew what the situation was going to be.
But now let me ask you this. Is this an issue that happens on a day-to-day basis for every minority in America?
No, it wouldn't be for every minority, but there is a good amount.
Yeah,
where it does happen.
But what I'm saying is that white people have that same issue too. I mean, I know we're the majority, but we have those same issues too. But
That's
different
true.
issues. I mean, we maybe we're not judged by the color of our skin, but we are labeled quickly as a racist. We are.
absolutely.
It's true.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That is a fact.
And but so I mean, but Stan, like you were saying, and I totally agree with this whole situation that you're saying. Every race has its flaws, and every race has its problems. I just want to know, at what point do we stop pointing the fingers at other races and start looking ourselves in the mirror and say, if we're really going to change, it starts right here. And you point at yourself and you change. That's the whole thing.
Oh, absolutely. I agree with you 110%. I was initially stating the reality.
Yeah,
right.
Absolutely.
But when we're talking about change, which is different, then you're right. There shouldn't be segregation in any form, or if we're talking about unity and we're talking about equality. That's not it. That's not what it's supposed to be about. And if people say to you and get on the platform and say, yep, we need change, but I'm going to stick with my fund, my association, my whatever, because that's where I need to be. That's my roots. Then you're kind of feeding the same thing. It's not going to change in that sense. When we tear down walls completely, we come to the table and be honest, and we're seeing things as a kindred spirit, then that's not going to change. And I don't think we're far from that. We're far from that.
Definitely.
So, Colin Kaepernick, get back to Charles' original question, how he's going about it. It probably is the worst for him to do that, and distasteful in a lot of sense. But on that stage, is it having the impact it needs to? I think it's getting diluted. in a sense, because, like I said, it's not being focused in the right way. And if I were him, I think I would reassess my protest, because now that's all that people are talking about is how I'm going about doing it. If you really want to make a change, right?
And I agree with that 100%. Which brings me to my point that he needs to do a little bit more research and change his approach.
Yeah, nah. I mean, I think the thing with the research is, because when we talked about the research originally, it was about what he is protesting for.
Right.
That was the original research we were talking about. So
now he needs to do a little bit more research and find out a better way of doing it, because it's not, like Stan said, it's getting diluted. And if it's getting diluted, then you need to constantly find a way to make sure that it stays relevant.
Yeah, and that's right. That's fair. I mean, because yes, the message is getting lost, and I think that is important in this whole thing. What he is fighting for, it is getting lost in the form that he is doing it. And you have the flag, bring in the military and some of the other people who are fighting for those rights. Then yes, then he can go. Maybe he needs to talk to LeBron. Maybe he needs to talk to D Wade and and see how he can go about that. And that's fine. But again, for me, that research was based on what the protest was for, not this. This is different research.
Well,
the
the
way he's going about it is different
on the original topic, but
so, well, all right. We can carry this conversation on. Probably off net though.
This conversation's going forever.
We have a little bit more show to cover, man. So definitely look. Well, I'm sure we will probably revisit this as more layers, because there's gonna be more that comes off of this, and we all know that. So, let's get to the college football. Let's start with college football. Any takeaways from last weekend's action? We'll start with you, Stan.
Any takeaways? Man, we have to start with upsets. I mean, wait, no. I'm mind-boggled. I am. Because then I think we discussed LSU in particular, right, last week?
That's the only mind-boggle I have.
You know what? I forgot. Yeah. You guys were on the show last week. Go ahead. I forgot.
Did we not discuss them? And I think I threw a little bit of snippet in there about what I thought LSU might be able to do this year. I think I remember doing that. I did. But boy.
Do you feel like an idiot for calling that score out yet? Because, dude, when I was watching that game, I was like, I feel like a total moron. I don't even know who was playing. Wisconsin just. Props to Charles though. Props to Charles. He said LSU would win, but he said it was.
Yeah, I mean, I had LSU winning the game. I thought they would win the game, but I mean,
they didn't even win the first downs. They didn't win ball turnover. They didn't win time of possession. They didn't win nothing.
Yeah, but Wisconsin, man. I mean, again, but just like I told y'all, man, Wisconsin playing up there. First major college game at Lambeau Field. Look, man, Wisconsin isn't it ain't no tune-up game, y'all. I mean, y'all came out here, y'all. It's a tune-up.
I did say I like Wisconsin. In all fairness, I did say I like them. I thought LSU would.
You like them to get smashed, Dan. You like them to get smashed in this game.
Charles, you know me. I ain't even going front. I didn't like Wisconsin at all.
No, you had what you have, Patrick? 42-10.
Oh, I thought no. Stan had a bigger one. I said 40. Yeah, 42-7. That's what I said. 42-7.
Oh, okay. So it was bigger than what I said. I said 42-10.
Had like 50-4 or something like that. I don't know what he had. Because I was like, I like it. Maybe I go up to 60 to whatever. But I was like, no, I'm good with my score. Yeah.
Well, but I want to talk about LSU first because I know we had a little exchange there, and I was shocked. But my biggest and the one I'm probably most pleased about is the Houston Oklahoma game.
That was impressive.
Hey, Houston's no joke, man. And I said it, and I'm happy that those cats won and beat Oklahoma for multiple reasons, obviously, because it's Oklahoma. But boy, they're rolling. They are rolling.
They were rolling last year when they won their last 7, 8, 9, 10 games, whatever it was.
But to come in and take out Oklahoma the first game?
Yep. I knew they would. I mean, it was one of the games that I saw. But I got one question for both of y'all. One question. When are y'all ready to come over on this Texas train yet? Come on. I know one of y'all said Ohio State, the other one said TCU, and y'all ain't.
Hold on. I'm a Texas fan.
Absolutely.
I'm a Texas fan.
Absolutely.
Patrick, just because you made some crazy prediction saying they're going to win the Big 12, I'm going to try to act like you've been on the train all the time. So, you don't hear that. I'm a Texas fan. So I'm on the train. And I hope you're wrong. I hope you're wrong. Or not wrong. I hope you're right.
Yeah.
I hope you're right about this. I was about to say, I thought we were getting into another.
It's like this.
I hope you're right about this.
Charles, it's like this. You don't have to hope. I'm going to be. Texas is winning that conference, dude.
And okay, well, like I said before, Patrick, if you're that confident about Texas, I'm just as confident about Georgia winning too.
I ain't that confident. I'm just saying.
Hey,
man, everybody has a bad game against
Notre Dame. That's okay.
So for that other game, so we were talking about the first week. I know you guys weren't on there, but was there anything from the last weekend that caught your eye? Well, we already know what caught Patrick's eye. Georgia almost got beat by Nicholls State. What about you, Stan?
What caught my eye?
It was just one of those letdown weeks, though. I mean, it wasn't like a big game week.
No, I don't think anything like was too crazy for me. I think those are second week for me is like, okay, these are the games I expect first week, if that makes sense. You know, they've kind of changed it up a little bit where you would have those builder games the first week. Now you're seeing a lot of big head-to-head the first week. Second week is more of like, okay, this is where all my fillers come in. And you're seeing people just getting destroyed. So
like TCU, Charles. TCU.
Yes. TCU got beat. Yep, Arkansas beat them, and I was watching the game. And look, I thought Arkansas was about to throw up on themselves. They had a 20-7 lead. And TCU
which they should have. They did. They threw up all over themselves, man.
You had 3 touchdowns, and they took the lead 28-20, and at that point I was like, okay, is this the same Arkansas we're going to be seeing? It wasn't. Arkansas hung in there. They won that game in double overtime. That was impressive to me from Arkansas. Now let's see if they can carry it on to SEC play.
I ain't worried about that. I just like to see TCU lose because Texas is going to win.
But Patrick, it's a non-conference loss. It's a non-conference loss, not a conference loss. That doesn't mean anything in the conference. It doesn't mean anything in the conference. It's a non-conference loss.
Speaking of the conference, I was sad, and we had to have a moment of silence for Oklahoma State.
Trying to tell y'all, man.
Man, losing to Central Michigan.
Oh, that was a heartbreaker, dude.
Dude. I still haven't recovered from that.
And I will say this to both of y'all. I will say this, and this is the only time I'm going to offer it. I'm going to give y'all an opportunity to take back your picks.
Patrick, get out of here with that. Stan, look. Patrick, stop. I can't believe Patrick, I can't believe you even brought this onto the cast. That's disgusting. That is gross. We can kick you off the stand. We can kick you off the cast for that. Stan, look.
Can you boot this guy?
Oklahoma State, man. Look, same thing with TCU. It was a non-conference loss. It is bad that y'all lost to Central Michigan. But look, okay. It's okay.
No, it will. They'll be okay. They'll be better for it. But at the same time, boy.
But let's be honest about both of those losses. Now that I've gotten my play out, I'm good. Let's be honest about both of those. Charles, you're right. It's absolutely they're non-conference. 1, 2, and it's early. It's very early. If you can bounce back, you saw it from Alabama several years in a row. If you're gonna lose, you better lose early so that you can win out for the rest of the season. Am I counting TCU out? No, I'm not. That is a fantastic team. They have a great offense and they have a great quarterback, great running back, great wide receivers. They're a fantastic team. Do I count them out? Absolutely not. Do I feel confident with Texas? Absolutely. Oklahoma State, another team. They're a good team. I don't think they're as good as Texas or TCU good, but again, non-conference, and they lost early. So I mean, they're good teams. I just think Texas is the best team in that conference.
Patrick, I don't even know you right now, man.
Come on,
Stan, what did we say at the beginning of the cast? There's going to be a little bit of contradiction going on with Patrick. It was acting a little weird. I knew something was coming up. I can't believe that Patrick really take away.
All right.
Really?
Really?
Oh, that's disgusting. We're moving on that note.
Can I mention the game that besides the Georgia game that really stuck out to me? You got to mention it. You got to mention the Virginia Tech and Tennessee game. Fantastic being held at Bristol. 156,000 plus fans. The views were amazing. I don't know if y'all watched. I know Charles watched the game. Stan, did you watch the game?
I didn't get to see the game.
Dude, they had fantastic views of the entire place. It was beautiful. They did a fantastic job, and I just want to give props out there to the NCAA for getting that pulled off because it was fantastic. It was very enjoyable to watch, and it was a good game. It was a good game for the first half, and then Tennessee just kind of took over and did their thing. But yeah, props, man. It was very well done. Looked beautiful, and I hope they do it again because it was very fun to watch. Even if you didn't like the teams, it was fun to watch because of where it was being held.
Yeah, it was a very nice atmosphere. Yeah, like Patrick said, 156,000 people in there. Yeah, it was pretty nice. And then they had other people camped outside too, so it was crazy.
I think they totaled out at like almost 210,000 people there. It was amazing.
Awesome.
The views were staying. I mean, it was like the views from the corner of it where you get to see panoramic views of the entire place. I mean, it was fantastic. They did a great job.
Yes, they did. I definitely agree with you there, Patrick. Oh, what are the games you are looking forward to this weekend? We have a few good ones coming up. So which one are you guys looking at?
Man,
start with you, Stan.
Where do I start? First of all, I got to see Louisville, Florida State.
Good pick.
I'm excited to see how that's going to go down. My other would probably be the Oklahoma Ohio State game because they got a little something going on between them. So I think those are probably some of the two bigger ones that I would like to see. They're ranked opponents, so it's going to be interesting.
Hey, we going to California too, Stan. So we gotta go ahead. I say we because Patrick bandwagoning, but yeah, we going to California.
We going to California, dog.
What's catching your eye, Patrick?
There's one, but Florida State, Louisville. Obviously, I can't wait to watch that one. That's going to be a good game. Alabama and Ole Miss. Okay. That's another game that I'm going to be watching. And what was the other one? What is it? I'm looking for it. Miami and Appalachian State.
Yeah, that could be interesting for sure.
That's
Yeah.
going to be interesting. Miami is obviously going to Appalachian State. I think that's a very interesting game, um, because of what Appalachian State is capable of doing,
Yeah.
and the fact that Miami is such a new team. I don't want to go against Miami because Mark Richt's there, but I think I might have Appalachian State winning that game. My upset of the week.
It's a dangerous game for Miami, and I'll tell you another game that could be dangerous. Houston. They're going to Cincinnati. And Cincinnati is just kind of one of those games, and that game is actually Thursday night. But it's just one of those games where it's tricky. Cincinnati, they just kind of they play tough. I mean, they don't have the best talent. They don't always have the best records, of course, but they just kind of play tough. And it's up there in Cincinnati. So Houston has to bring their stuff. It can't be Houston just kind of just showing up there. I mean, a lot of people are saying Houston should run the table until they get to the game against Louisville in November. Because when Louisville comes down to Houston, I think it's sometime in mid-November. But this is one of those tricky games for Houston as well. So you got to be careful with that. But, yes, all good picks. Ohio State, Oklahoma. Like I said, I felt like this would be one of Oklahoma's 2 losses before they got to us. Or they ran a shootout. So,
I got one more. Texas A&M and Auburn.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's going to be a very interesting game. They're playing in Auburn, and
Auburn's always tough at home.
And Auburn's always tough at home. It doesn't matter who they are. That could be a trap game for A&M. It could definitely be a trap game for A&M. So it's definitely. I don't know. I mean, you're going to obviously ask us a few teams that we're gonna pick for here in a bit, but it's a very interesting game. It's a very interesting game.
Well, we have the NFL to get to, so what upset? We'll just leave it at that. Who would be your upset?
My upset's gonna be Appalachian State over Miami.
What's yours, Stan?
I like that one. I like Appalachian State over Miami. But I think I'm gonna go with the. I think I'm gonna go with Mississippi State LSU.
Oh. Picking LSU to go down? Picking the.
I lost faith, man.
No, you lost a lot of faith quick.
I lost faith.
I ain't gonna lie to you, Stan. I lost a lot of faith too. I got too.
Yeah, y'all
lost a lot. Dude, I don't know if y'all saw. Have y'all seen them? Have y'all seen LSU?
Yeah, they don't look good, man. But it's the same thing. It's Les Miles, man.
Oh my
Les Miles.
God.
Until look, what I see with Les Miles, man. No, seriously speaking, what I see with Les Miles, he's gonna have to make a decision here. And I have 2 cases that I can bring up to y'all, and then we can move on to the NFL real quick after the other upset pick. But you have 2 situations. One was Texas with Mac Brown, and the other one was South Carolina with Steve Spurrier. Mac Brown, and I love Mac Brown. I love what he did there, but he overstayed his welcome.
Yeah.
And he just kind of got pushed out because nothing was getting better there. With Steve Spurrier, he said, you know what, man, we not getting better anymore. It's time for me to step away. Les Miles is pretty much at that point because it does not look like it's getting any better, and it's been pretty much the same thing since probably 2011, 2012 when they lost Alabama in the national championship game. So it's like, what is it going to take, man? I don't know. Les Miles got a decision to make, and if they go down to Mississippi State, dude, yeah, get them out. You got to go.
They're playing in Baton Rouge, but dude, Les Miles is first. But Les Miles is like the Wells Fargo president, dog. You know all that stuff is going down with Wells Fargo, right? President's like, I ain't going nowhere. Les Miles doing the same thing. He's like, yeah, well, I ain't going nowhere. What? We have what? How many rapes? 25, 30 per player? I ain't going nowhere, dog.
That's awful.
I ain't going nowhere.
That's horrible.
It's awful.
It is, but That's Les Miles, man. He ain't going nowhere.
Well, yeah, man, Stan got Mississippi State beating LSU. Man, yeah, y'all lost faith quick. It only took y'all one game.
Right.
Hey, look. When the bandwagon sets on fire, dog, I ain't getting burnt.
Oh man, you know what, Patrick? Ew. You are disgusted tonight. Gross tonight.
Bandwagon's on fire, dog. I'm gone. I'm like, look, LSU done.
I got a bucket right here that I'm ready to throw up in from all these opinions.
I rolled my ankle jumping off that thing so fast.
It's disgusting. Oh man. Wow. Man. Let me get my upset pick in, man. Well, okay, it might not be a pick, but maybe an alert. I'll go upset alert here. Michigan, dude. They got Colorado coming in. Colorado has been playing some pretty good ball. I'm just saying, maybe a little bit of step up in the competition. Be careful, Michigan. Be careful. Everybody's been saying until they get to the game at Michigan State, which is about 8 weeks away, they could just roll through. Colorado, sneaky good. Just be careful with that one. There's my alert. I think Michigan will win, but it wouldn't surprise me if that's a close game.
That's a good pick. I would probably lean more towards the Oregon-Nebraska game for an upset alert.
Yeah, but Oregon is number 22, and they're playing in Lincoln. I think that might be a mild upset. Colorado is going to Michigan, and Michigan's number 4.
Good point. And Michigan's number 4. Yeah, good point. Yeah, that's a good pick. I like that. I mean, I don't see Colorado beating Michigan. No. I did have that game close, 30-27 Michigan, but that's a good pick. I mean, I like it. Not as gutsy as my Appalachian State beating Miami, dog.
Yeah, or Mississippi State at LSU, but whatever.
That's a big one. I think you even went gutsier than I did.
Wow. Why y'all over here bragging on yourselves?
Yeah, go ahead and go how we are.
Let's go to the NFL, and we gotta be kind of quick about it. So, what are your takeaways from the action that happened last weekend, and what are you guys looking forward to this weekend? Start with you, Stan. Sorry.
My takeaways: the residents are god awful. Pittsburgh is rolling, and I think Arizona's got something to prove, man. I'm shocked by them. They're a shocker to me. I know they had some game, but they kind of shocked me. Arizona did. So yeah, that's where I'm at. And, Bob, I'm gonna give Jacksonville a little bit of love. They didn't win, but they looked
good though.
Much improved. Much improved.
Jacksonville is going to surprise some people, man. I'm telling you, these dudes. I like what they did with their draft and the team they're putting together, man. You know what, Stan? That game did not surprise me at all. I knew Green Bay would have problems with that because Jacksonville is that improved, and it took ridiculous throws from Aaron Rodgers to make that happen.
I mean, he had to be Aaron Rodgers firing from the hip. Like, I mean, he had to play big. He had to play really big to succumb. Blake Bortles had 320 yards. I mean, dude, that's huge.
They coming. Jacksonville's coming, man. I like what they coming with. Patrick, besides your Falcons losing, what do you got?
I got two. Actually, I got two. I want to talk about New England and the quarterback. I can't think of his name right now.
Give me Garoppolo.
Fantastic showing, dude, for a rookie. Fantastic showing. Was really impressed with what was like 220 yards, 1 touchdown. Fantastic showing. I mean, I really enjoyed watching him play. New England is not really going to fall far from Tom Brady with him if they keep him. He's a good quarterback. I mean, he showed a lot of poise in the pocket too. So that's 1. 2. Detroit and Indianapolis. What a ending, right?
Yeah.
Indianapolis ain't that good to me.
But the back and forth that went, dude.
It was a good game.
I mean, it was intense. 4 minutes of the fourth quarter, dude. That was intense, dude. I was like, holy cow!
Yeah.
You had two quarterbacks that went a minute and 30 seconds on two drives and was like touchdowns. I mean, it was amazing. It was a good game. But that was my two surprising takeaways. I was really impressed with those two.
Well, okay, so both of y'all brought up the Arizona New England game. So New England, I had said, looking at this schedule, when they have Tom Brady gone for these 4 games, looking at their schedule, they were at Arizona. The next 3 games at home against Miami, Houston, and Buffalo. Now, when I saw this schedule, I said they can at least go 2-2, if not 3-1, out of that stretch, because Buffalo and Miami, you can get them.
Miami's defense looks pretty sharp, but
now Miami, hey, they had a good showing in Seattle. They probably should have won that game actually.
yeah, they should have.
So,
not with Taney.
So yeah, but I was thinking they could be 2-2, 3-1. This win at Arizona, man, hey, 3-1's looking very possible. And when Tom Brady comes back, man, New England's going to be tough to beat again, man. They're going to be right there. I said, I think the Steelers can hang with them if the Steelers keep it right and can stay healthy. And Denver, look, I know a lot of people want to count out Denver, but they still have that defense. If Trevor Siemian plays the way he did, I mean, he had a couple of turnovers, but he looked a little bit poised in the pocket as well. And if they can run the ball like they did against Carolina, they ran pretty well against a very good front seven. So Denver's be right there too. But I think, yeah, those are my takeaways. Oh no, there was one more takeaway. No matter where the Rams play at, it's still garbage. No matter where the Rams play at.
You're not even lying about that, Charles.
That bad.
I watched that game for the first 10 minutes of it, and I was like, they suck.
Oh my goodness, man, the Rams look terrible. Now look, don't get me wrong, I'm a 49ers fan, so we haven't whooped them like that, but oof.
Well, I mean, I don't know if the Rams would have done good. I mean, I don't even think Todd Gurley even played that game, dude.
No, he did. He just got stuffed. I mean, it was 47 yards on 17 carries. We stuffed him up. But the thing is, the Rams don't even have nobody outside to threaten anybody. So that's all it's going to be, man, just stuff in the box and 8-9-man fronts. Kind of like what you see with Minnesota and Adrian Peterson.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, I mean, he played. He just got shut down. It happens. But the Rams look bad, man. Terrible. So, with that, what games are you guys looking forward to this weekend coming up? Start with you again, Stan.
Back to me first.
Yeah.
So I did mention before. Obviously, I'm a Cowboys fan. So I liked what I out of Dak. I think he's got something really good going. I obviously would like to see a little bit more out of the run game with Ezekiel getting established. It's not boding well that you can put Alfred Morris out there and he's breaking more yards on a run than he did.
Stan, real quick, since you're on the Cowboys, real quick, I just want to ask you one question. Do you think Dak Prescott threw the ball way too many times? He threw 45 times. Do you think that's too many?
No, and I'll tell you why. He said yes. No, I don't, because he can throw the ball. He was being very productive with it. Should we have a little bit more balance? Yes. I think we should. I wouldn't say that there wasn't enough balance there, because you got to think Ezekiel Elliott still ran 27. He got the ball 27 times. So it's just producing on the run in. I really wish the pass game would have opened it up a little bit more for him, but they were ready for Ezekiel Elliott. the Giants defense. So that's probably what I'm looking forward to this week, to see where that goes, what adjustments they make going forward this week. My next game is I'm going back with Jacksonville, San Diego, because San Diego was balling last week. Jacksonville had a close one with Green Bay. I think that's going to be a really good game.
All right, what you got, Patrick?
Cincinnati and Pittsburgh. That's going to be my game of the week. No, don't get me wrong. I think this is going to be a good game. I got Pittsburgh winning, but I think that's going to be the good game. And then I do like the which one did you say, Stan? That second one?
The Jags and Chargers.
I like that one. And then I don't really see a point in watching the Falcons because they suck. Minnesota and Green Bay.
Yeah, the Sunday nighter. First home game in the Minnesota's new stadium. It'd be pretty interesting. Have you seen Minnesota's new stadium? That bad boy looks tight. Oh,
good. Very well designed.
Well, look, I'm going to be biased here. I want to see what my 49ers can do in Carolina. So I want to see.
I feel bad. I do. I think you guys are on the bad end of that deal.
You're on the bad end. Yeah, y'all on the bad end of that one. Carolina lost a heartbreaker to Denver.
I think
you got to deal with them at home.
Yeah.
Look, man,
I stay at home, dude.
I have tempered expectations. All right, I just want to see what we can do. If we can carry on this momentum from beating the Rams.
Charles,
beating the Rams.
I know that sounds bad, doesn't it? You know, Patrick's opinions was rubbing off on me, man. That's where that garbage just came from. But
I don't even know you. I don't even know you right now.
Okay. Oh man. Well, the other game, Cincinnati and Pittsburgh, is one that I'm looking forward to, and it's become a real. It's always been a pretty big rivalry, but it's nasty now. This is a nasty rivalry. The players getting hurt, late hits. These games are just nasty now. So I want to see how all that turns out with those two. And let's see. The Saints and Giants are a little interesting to me because I want to see if the Giants can start to show some.
Stan, it's because we got high definition.
The Saints team probably should have beat the Raiders last week, but I want to see. I want to see. You want to see that?
We were making fun of your camera while you went blank on us.
I know, man. I don't have the high def camera like you guys have. Sorry, man. I know I gotta step it up. It'll happen soon. So, real quick, one more topic. Anything in baseball catching your eye? We haven't talked about baseball for a little bit, but we have pennant races coming up, and the playoffs start in a few weeks. So, anything that's surprising to you guys right now for the last 3 weeks of the season? Start with you one more time, Stan. Sorry.
Start with me. The least got to know anything about baseball. I'm just gonna be Asta. There you go.
What surprises Stan about baseball? That he hasn't watched it.
No, I took my daughter to her first game a few weeks ago, man.
Hey, then good. That's great.
Yeah. So come on now.
Yeah, fun.
To see Miami play.
How's that stadium?
It's nice.
Is it?
Man, it is nice. I like what they did with it because you can go anywhere in there, you can still see the game. Like at all the concessions, everything. Still see the field. I love it. It's awesome.
Wow. Good for them. Good for you to go, man. But yeah, I really love to see that stadium. I wanted to. Kind of jealous now that you got to go, but
that's it. For me from baseball. So this is gonna be real quick because I was thinking about this all day. I was all nervous and everything. I was just like, man, I don't even know what I'm gonna say. Yeah. So what I know about baseball, Cleveland. Yeah. I'm gonna roll there because that seems like a pretty safe thing for me. No, I'm joking. I'm kidding. No, Cleveland's they've been balling, man. They've been hard to touch. And if I ever had to pick a team, though, not to say it would be Cleveland, it would be Texas Rangers, just because I like to be home state. I'm surprised to see how well they've been doing. I mean, I thought they was always been a very good ball club, but if I had to root for somebody, that's who I would root for. That's just me.
Gotcha. Yeah, and shoot, hey, just so you know, Stan, the Rangers are Patrick and Mike's picks to come to go to the World Series and play the Cup. So
really,
nice pick on that. What you got, Patrick? Anything catching your eye?
Beginning of the season, dude, I told you how the outcome was. I'm not far off. I'm really not surprised with anything that's panning out. I think that if I was to pick something that I would be very surprised about is Washington Nationals. And honestly, they're playing good. Obviously, I mean they're winning. But to me, I think it's still a false sense of safety. New York and Miami has totally rolled the dice too many times that kind of put them out of playoff contention. And then of course Philadelphia and Atlanta, both horrible teams in that. But nothing really surprised me over the past 3 weeks. Nothing really surprised me. I mean, everything is panning out pretty close to what I said would happen, and minus the Cleveland Indians. I thought Kansas City would win that division, but it looks like Cleveland is pulling away. So earlier in the season, that was a surprise for me. But now it's pretty much kind of a norm now. But that's pretty much it. I mean, there's really no surprises on how it is because baseball is not really full of surprises. It's a long season, so
yeah.
Yeah, it is a long season, but yeah, Cleveland. Yeah, I agree with Stan, and you, Patrick, about Cleveland because Cleveland and that pitching staff, nasty. Yeah, a real nasty pitching staff.
They're gonna pose a lot of problems in the playoffs. But it's unfortunate for Cleveland. They're gonna roll up against somebody like Baltimore or Boston or Texas, and they're going to get put out. I mean, it's going to be a good series, probably 5-6. Probably depending on if they get into the second or third round. There are 5 or 6 games, or 5 or 7 games, whichever one it goes. It won't go the distance. But what's that, Stan?
Do you think they're kind of on the down end of that? They're losing a little steam, or?
No, I honestly, to me, I think they're on the up end of that. They're over the past 3 weeks. I mean, they're probably like a 500 team, right. But I don't think that they're losing steam as much as I think they're just kind of in a coast right now because they are so high. And I mean, they're like 5 or 6 games up in the Central, but they are a good team. Their pitching staff, like Charles said, is fantastic. They have a great middle relief, and they have a great closer. I think they're kind of just like biding their time because it is so close to being the end of the season. We've only got 20 games left. I don't think they're trying to lose, but I think they're just trying to keep Detroit at bay. And then playoff time comes around. Of course, when playoff time comes around, pitching rotation shortens. Your middle relief you have one of your starters becomes a middle relief, maybe even a closer, depending on how the games are going. So I think when playoff time comes around, I personally think Cleveland's going to be even stronger and harder to beat. But on the flip side of that, Texas rotation, that's going to shorten. You're going to look at 4 pitchers, and you're going to have a fantastic middle relief / closer in Texas, because Texas is such a strong team anyway. And Boston's going to do the same. Toronto's going to do the same. And Baltimore will do the same. So that American League is going to be very strong. Cleveland is a good addition to the playoffs. I like to see Cleveland in there. They're a good team. I still don't think that they're going to beat a team like Texas or Boston in a 7-game series.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think the thing with Cleveland also, Cleveland, their offense has to get a little bit better as well. And so like
they do need to put some bats on balls. Yeah.
So they can pitch a little bit, but you have to be able to get at least timely hits when you get into those playoffs. You've seen a lot of teams come in to the playoffs and they have great pitching. And then when they get to that final game, whether it's a game 5 or a game 7, they get shut out because they can't hit the ball, because you're facing the other team's best pitcher most of the time too in that game 7, in that closing game. And so that's the thing with Cleveland. I think everything Patrick said was right on the money. They're good, and if they can get another bat, but for next year or whatnot, then maybe they can get to a World Series potentially, or at least the American League Championship Series. But they got to
not with a team like
they got to get bats. They got to get bats. They got to get bats. That's the thing. Now I think their pitching is there, but they're gonna have to get some bats, and they can. And like I said, they can contend for it, because I mean they're gonna win the division most likely, so they're already close to being there.
Oh, yeah, they're definitely gonna contend. But for me to put Cleveland in a World Series, they first have to beat a Texas Rangers team who is hands down has been the best. My personal opinion has been the best.
Again, Patrick, I say contend. I didn't say I would.
That's what I'm saying. They definitely can contend in the playoffs. But to go to a World Series, I don't know if I don't know if I would go that far, not with a Texas Rangers team as potent as they are. And then you have to look at Baltimore. Baltimore is getting better, and Boston's even getting better. So that Cleveland can definitely contend, but that pitching rotation in Texas, and if that lineup stays healthy in Texas, I'm very, very pleased with the pick, them going to a World Series.
Yep. Well, me too. I was just saying Cleveland can contend, and I said next year too, not this year.
I don't think they did next year.
So
did next year, but there's still a good chance I'll probably go with Texas going into the World Series next year too.
Well, all right, y'all. Well, that will wrap up this edition of the Breath of Fresh Air webcast. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as we did, enjoying it, cracking on each other, getting in arguments. It was great. So all kinds of fun. So make sure you guys subscribe to Google Plus, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, all that good stuff, and enjoy all the festivities going on for the weekend: college football, NFL, and Major League Baseball. So we will talk to you whenever that time comes. And remember, leave some feedback. Let us know how you feel about the show, and we will get back to you. So until then, you guys take care, and we will talk to you soon.